My name is Traice, a very traditional Macedonian name. I bet it will be difficult to remember and pronounce it. I'm an English teacher. I have 15 plus years of experience, eight of them being in the government schools. I teach classes I could teach classes first grade to, let's say, fourth year to high school, actually. But this year I'm with ninth graders and third graders. The both opposites, of course. What else? I'm 38 years old. I'm in my hometown. I work in my hometown. Yeah, basically nothing special.
I came to know about this particular Scopia when I was seventh grader. In fact, when I was studying about the history of
Mhm.
Mother Teresa, uh,
Yes, yeah,
yes,
she's from here. Yes.
I came to know this particular place, and still the word, the place is in my mind. That's why whenever I hear the word Skopje, it reminds me of Mother Teresa.
Yes, she's local lady from Skopje actually, and we have lots of monuments honoring her. And the biggest one and the best one is in downtown, in the city center, exactly the center. It's very beautiful. Once you have the chance, your students, whoever is able, feel free. You're welcome to come here. I
Yes.
will guide you through Skopje and Veles and everywhere else.
Yes, thank you so much for your offer. And here is the
Of course.
student who would like to interact with you.
Come
Yes,
again?
Gayatri, over to you. Yes, one of my students is going to interact with you. Gayatri.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good afternoon or good evening to you.
Thank you. My name is Gayatri Salvi. I am studying seventh grade. Can I ask one question, sir?
Of course, feel free to ask anything you like.
How do you stay updated with the latest trends and methods in English language teaching?
Uh, I use many ways to stay updated and up to date actually with how I teach. Mostly, um, basically, actually, what I do is self-development. Actually, our government is providing development courses every single year. Two are mandatory, two are optional, but I get all of four of them. We have teaching workshop all the time, webinars at least once a month, seminars when it's available for us, of course, and it's all organized by our Ministry of Education and the Educational Advancement Bureau and several non-government NGOs, non-governmental organizations. Most of the time, we try to follow the trends that are worldwide acceptable and let's say interesting and that are easy to implement in our society. But lately, I will say lately in the past, let's say 10 years, we also have a specific part in our education called inclusion, meaning inclusion with, especially with children with disabilities, any type of disability. Back in the day, we used to have them, those children, we had them in a special segregated school. Lately, once again, I will say in the last 10 plus years, all those children are included and in the day-to-day school life, like as every other child. We have every single of the students has an assistant, teaching assistant, helping them with everything they need. They stay in the classroom. Also, we have special programs for them, parallelly going with the regular working schedule. And it turns out to be a really, really nice, I will say, advancement in not only educational perspective, but in our societal perspective. Other people, colleagues, students, parents are getting used to the fact that these people and students are actually people like us, but with some, let's say it with that requires some help. Also, I also attend many other colleagues' online learning communities. We have, in Macedonia, we have one association called ELTAM MK. I could send you links if you would like to check it out. It is a non-governmental, non-profit association of teachers of English as a foreign language in Macedonia. Uh, Actually, it is one of the best resources to work in Macedonia because it is also organizing and is responsible for the state exams that occur every single year. And we're currently preparing for that as well. I read a lot, I read blogs, I listen to podcasts. Uh, I try to be very present in an online, I will say, life of the teachers in generally worldwide. And I also experiment with adding technology to my work. I also try to include only the best students because uh, they could face the challenge of being present online as well as in private. I hope that satisfied your curious question.
Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening.
My name is Farhat. I am an 8th grader from JPH School, Elavaram. I am so excited to interact with you. Here, I would
Me
like to
too.
ask a question. Can I ask, sir?
Of course, feel free.
Can you share some unique aspects Macedonian education system that influence the way English is taught and learned?
So, when it comes to our Macedonian educational system, um, it actually got really, I will say, changed and advanced since the year 2000, I would say. Before that, we were part of another country that had a very strict and I would say immobile type of education. It was strict to the rules and no free access to anything except books. But when it comes to the new advanced curriculum, I mean education that we start with the basic like curriculum structure, and since English is a mandatory subject starting from grade 8 up till I would say fourth year of high school. Um, it is a nice approach because it gives the students very good foundation for a new language, to learning it as a mother tongue or like a second mother tongue because those students are really young, like 6 years old, and they learn something new. Um, when it comes to, let's say, my teaching style, I'm very grammar focused. My approach is grammar focused and literacy because the system traditionally emphasizes grammar and written exercises. I also tend to push on those two things, especially grammar, since to be fluent in English nowadays is really easy. I mean, you talk to your friends, you find materials online, you watch movies, YouTube, podcasts, whatever the case is, but they don't teach you grammar over there. They don't teach you sentence structure. They don't teach you how to transform a sentence to make it in different cases. That's why I mix both of them. My, let's say, school approach with real life experiences. That's why I also include in my classes not only the textbook, the workbook that we have in school, but everything that can be related and found online. Of course, it should be student appropriate, and especially student appropriate for their age. I try because we have a lot of resources here in Macedonia when it comes to online platforms. Um, Worldwide is Duolingo. We have Eduino here in Macedonia. We have every single thing you could imagine from worksheets to lessons, lesson plans, stories, whatever you can think of. Um, One of the main challenges I find is because we are Slavic country, our language is part of the Slavic family, of course, Macedonian. Македонскиот јазик звучи овака и е доста тежок. Means the Macedonian language sounds like this and it's very um, hard to the tongue. Um, it's very difficult to make students. I mean, it's challenging actually, not difficult to make students. I don't know. Remove all restrictions and try to sound, let's say, British American, Australian, whatever the accent they like and prefer to use. That is one of the main challenges, and I try English class to be exciting class, not to be boring class, not to be rules, grammar, and that's it. I allow them to do anything they want. If they want to talk on a subject, they talk. If they when there is time for debate, they're free to say whatever goes through their mind. Of course, they should be nice and to play by the rules. But in general, um, I allow students to be free, to express themselves, um, to feel happy actually in class, not to be bored. Also, when it comes to cultural perceptions in connection with English language, um, people here, especially in the Balkans and in Macedonia as well, seen it as a gateway. I mean, a way to try to escape the Balkans. Balkans is back in the day, it was a war-torn region. Now it's still in transition from communist to liberal and Western type of go governance. That's why it is still not the best place to, let's say, to have opportunities of life. That's why they find it very interesting and eager to learn it. That's why when it comes to ninth graders, the students that I teach them how to write professional Western type of CVs. Sometimes when the subject requires and allows me, I teach them business English, like vocabulary, and from the sphere that they're interesting. I sometimes make them interviews for work interviews, meaning for them will be for high school interviews and maybe for college. And actually, it is very interactive type of studying that I try to achieve.
Yeah.
Sir, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. How are yourself?
I am fine, sir. Thank you. My name is Nitvika. I am an 8th grader from GVHS School, Ilovaram. Here, I would like to ask you one question, sir. Here,
Yes, please.
here my question is, what are some effective teaching strategies or resources that you have found particularly successful in teaching English to Macedonian students?
So when it comes to strategies, thank you for your question. When it comes to strategies, sorry, tongue twister. First of all, I my basic approach is communicative language teaching, meaning I encourage real world conversations with my students. Um, Usually we talk about their life experiences, about their surroundings when it comes to, of course, once again, their life experiences, day-to-day life. Um, because memorizing vocabulary, the typical basic vocabulary from their students' book is very easy. They will learn the new 20 words and that's it. My point and my goal is for them to implement it, to be able to make sentences. That's why I encourage them, especially when let's say it's Christmas time, I encourage them to tell their best story about their childhood memory because we practice vocabulary, we practice public speaking in that way, we practice grammar. All the past tenses must be included in every single storytelling. And of course, I give them, let's say, an activity with a problem and they have to solve it. When they have to solve it, they must find a way to express themselves. Therefore, they're learning the language by communication. Also, something that is very popular among young students, and I'm not really a fan of it, is gamification, odnosno learning through games. I find games are good for young learners, like grade 1 to 5. But for older students, Maybe Kahoot or some types of quizzes are fine once in a while, but I think it's that type of studying is a little bit defocusing. Although I include it just to make it fun, of course. Sometimes we play Scrabble, anything that is connected with vocabulary. When it comes to context-based learning, uh, as I mentioned, I'm huge supporter of grammar and rules and anything that is connected with the traditional language, the English in this time. But um, I try to make everything relevant to their real life. Sometimes we role play. I ask them to make the interviews. Some of them, one of the students is employer, two of the students are trying to score the job by getting an interview, maybe to call an agency and make travel plans, maybe to order food online, I mean by phone, anything that is more practical than just, the typical read the text, write the vocabulary, learn the vocabulary, and that's it. Also, my students already know that I will correct their pronunciation every single time they make a mistake until they learn how to pronunciate it, especially by repeating, not especially, always by repeating. If they make a mistake, I will correct them. They must repeat the word in order, to sound those sounds for example, when it comes to expression, as I mentioned, we are from a Slavic speaking country. We speak Macedonian. We have very strong letters like R, like Ch, J, which are not suitable for the English language. We practice a lot with the words like theme, with a th, soft th, of course. Um, and I haven't had a class in the past 5 years where technology wasn't integrated, especially since we use smart boards. It's very easy to practice, of course, reading, uh, guessing choices. I mean, filling the gaps type of exercises, and sometimes happens often actually. I would play a video, either from YouTube or some other type of or an excerpt in a text-to-speech type of program. They have to listen it, retell it, or retell it by writing, answer questions. I try to implement once again the traditional with the modern to mix them in. Yes. Hello. Good afternoon. Good evening, actually.
This is Husniya. I am a 8th grader. Can I ask you a question, sir?
Yes, please, of course. Feel free.
What are some common challenges students in Macedonia face when learning English, and how do you help them overcome these challenges?
Thank you for your question. One of the most challenging thing when it comes to teaching students, I'm guessing it will be in general, not only in Macedonia, students to feel free and not get embarrassed when they make mistakes. Of course, their students, it's their the main goal is to learn, but the process of learning includes a lot of mistakes. I encourage students to make as many mistakes as possible. That's the way they learn. It is wrong, and they learn the correct way. Also, if it's not on a test, I don't find a mistake. It is just another step of learning. What I try to do is always encourage them to speak. Whatever it is, right or wrong, it's my job to correct them. It's my job to guide them how to speak and how to, let's say, write in specific cases. But my most important aspect of teaching is encourage to be themselves, to express, to not to be feel ashamed. Of course, other students will tease them, will smile at them, will laugh at them, whatever the case is. But as soon as they learn, they feel very empowered. They feel like they know everything. They feel like, it's easy. I can do it. I can learn it. I can say it. So that's why I allow them to be free, actually. When it comes to Also, another challenge, as I mentioned before, is the pronunciation. With young learners, since I teach third grade this year, uh, for them, we do the shadow learning, of course. I say the word, they say it, for example, all at once, then I will say it again, another group, then they challenge each other, who knows more words, etc., etc. And that is the actually, it would turn out that the communication is on the front line with me. When it comes to grammar rules, of course, I'm really a big fan of grammar. I implement it all the time in almost every single homework that they have. Even though they don't like homework, as every other student, every single homework it includes some type of grammar, but not very rarely I give, solve this exercise. I give them like a type of an assignment, something they see around that are surrounded with, something they know about, to write it with their own words. And of course, from time to time, I give them not from time to time, very often actually, I give them links with online exercises, links with something to read or learn. Because I have also, once again, I have different approach when it comes to communicating with students. Whenever I start the school year, I open a new Facebook account, a profile, especially for those students. Of course, their parents are welcome and they're the students from those classes, nobody else. So they can be free and um, to write me anytime, ask me anything. I send links, online links, Word documents, PDF files, whatever it takes in order for them to learn um, more than what they could learn in the classroom. And in the beginning, it's very boring for them, of course. Excessive homework, etc., etc. Later, they found out, once they find out that everything actually is closely connected and it's a huge help, they open the link, solve the exercise in 2 minutes. They see they know the subject matter, and that's it. Unfortunately, not every single student is willing to do what I ask them to do, but most of the students they try their best. They try their best.
And before we wind up the session, may I request you to give may I request you to give some tips to my students to improve their spoken skills. After that, I request you to give a message, personal message to my students.
Okay, tips and tricks to learn English, I would say. First of all, I bet your teacher told you many, many times, never feel embarrassed, ashamed, or afraid to speak. You will make millions of mistakes. That's how we learn. I was once again a student, of course. I had grades from 1 to 5, and of course, from A to F. Happens to all of us, to the best of us, of course. First of all, never be ashamed, always be brave to talk. Second of all, if you have difficulties with speaking, try to find the words online. There are many programs that will sound you the word, either text to speech or Google Translate or any AI programs. Watch a lot of, I will say, movies or YouTube videos. Repeat what they say. For example, uh, if you also have very strong letters. Same as us. Try to make it, it will sound strange, it will sound funny sometimes, but try to mimic what you hear
So
and
now,
listen to your teacher.
yes, in fact, if I speak English, I speak under the influence of my mother tongue. So it
Of
always
course,
hard sometimes to pronounce some words. So
of course.
now my request is to give a message to my students.
Um, Enjoy your student life, first of all. Enjoy your childhood. The most important thing, don't try to grow up fast. You will grow up, you will find work, you will start a family. Don't worry, everything in its own time. Enjoy your childhood. Study a lot because not only language, anything you are able to study, study a lot. It will open every single door in your life. Once you're smart, nobody can cheat you, nobody can um, I don't know, do anything bad at you, since you will be aware of everything else. on the opposite side, once you're smart, you will know a lot. You will have many opportunities in life to travel, to learn, I don't know, to meet people. Um, it's only a good thing. Sometimes can be exhausting. I can understand. Of course, I study myself now for my master's degree, but uh, it's all it's all a good thing. Enjoy life.
Thank you so much